Hello, and welcome to the Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Scorers Show. I'm your host, Jose, and we're going to do our Week 8 picks. We're going to do ticket number 2, and we'll review ticket number 1. I had 6 players with ticket number 1. I had 1 for Thursday night's game and 5 players for Sunday's games. Unfortunately, Thursday night player didn't come through. There was a 2 TD scorer in that game, and that was Demarcus Robinson. I had the wrong team and the wrong player. So, I thought Minnesota was going to do better, but hey, it is what it is, and that's the name of the game. Now, please note that this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I'm doing and strictly what I'm doing. I'm not authorized to give you financial advice, and if you do decide to gamble on football or any other sport, please only gamble what you can afford to lose. Anything else is stupid, stupid, stupid. I don't know what to tell you. It's stupid, okay? So we're going to jump into ticket number 2, and then at the end, we'll review ticket number 1 and ticket number 2. So for ticket number 2, since it's tight end week this year, or tight end day coming up this Sunday, I'm going to pick all tight ends for ticket number 2. Now, some of them have been scoring. I have a 6-picker, and some of them haven't been scoring, which is time for them to start scoring, if you know what I mean. Now, there are 4 games that I'm not picking. I know we have a 16-game slate, but there's just four particular games. I just don't see any value in them. And if you want, we'll go over them. I'm not playing the New York Jets at New England. Total's got a 41.5. I just don't trust anybody right now. I think the two teams, between the quarterbacks and everything else, they're just not playing up to par, and I just can't trust anybody for 2 TDs, The other game is somewhat the same situation. Both run first as compared to passing second. It's going to be New Orleans at LA Chargers at 40 points for the total. I don't trust any of them either, unfortunately. Third game that I'm not playing is going to be Carolina Denver with a 43.5 total. I don't trust any of them. It's just that simple. And the last game is New York Giants at Pittsburgh, which got a grand total of 36.5. It's the lowest scoring game of the week. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have any multi-scorers, but at the end of the day, I'm not trusting either one. So, here we go. You ready? So, for ticket number 2, I'm going to start off with Kyle Pitts for Atlanta. 2 touchdowns at plus 1,800. Year to date, he's 25 of 37 with 328 yards and 1 touchdown. He's facing Tampa's 29th ranked pass defense, and he leads the team in targets last week. So I'm expecting that to continue this week, and hopefully he'll be able to get us a couple of touchdowns. He scored only in week 1. Other than that, he's been off the scoreboard, and that's time for that to change. So the other player that I have I said player number 2 for ticket number 2 is going to be Isaiah Likely for Baltimore. 2 touchdowns at plus 2,200. Now, Mark Andrews was a big 2 TD scorer last week, so I couldn't pick him because going back-to-back is very rare. So it could be Isaiah Likely this time, and we've had Isaiah Likely score points for us. He's got us 2 touchdowns earlier this year playing against Cincinnati, and in that game he was 3 for 3 for 13 yards, but 2 TDs. So he's going to get looks in the red zones. It's just that simple. He will. The third person I have on ticket number 2 is going to be Tucker Kraft for Green Bay for 2 TDs at plus 1,600. Now, year to date, he's 21 for 30, 264 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He's been on a hot streak lately. He's the tight end number 1. He's playing 80% of all offensive snaps, and he's on a hot streak that I expect to continue. Okay? Now, Jacksonville hasn't been covering tight ends all that well, so hopefully they'll get us 2. The next player I have is Dalton Schultz for Houston. 2 touchdowns at plus 1,500. Year to date, he's 19 of 32 for 171 yards and 0 TDs. 0 TDs for Dalton Schultz in a Houston passing offense. Nico Collins is not playing this week, so you know what? He's going to have to start throwing the ball to Dalton Schultz in the red zone. And Stephon Diggs was also limited in practice this week. So if Stephon Diggs is not 100%, and I'm sure he was limited because they want him to be as close to 100% playing this week, who are they going to be throwing the ball to? It's got to be Dalton Schultz. Come on. So the next player I have, or player number 5, on the 6 picker is going to be Sam Laporta for Detroit at 2 touchdowns at plus 1200. Sorry about that. And year to date, he's 14 of 17 for 224 yards with 1 TDs. No Jameson Williams this week, so that's going to increase some opportunities for Sam Laporta, and I think that it's about time that he gets back on the scoring board. The next person I have is going to be another player with 0 TDs. Is going to be Jake Ferguson for Dallas at 2 TDs at plus 2,000. So you know what? Jake Ferguson is 25 of 34, 240 yards and 0 TDs. But he's got the 5th most targets for any tight end in the league. So, this Dallas team is going to go as well as Dak Prescott plays. They haven't been able to run the ball at all. And at the end of the day, it's either Dak plays well and they play well, or Dak doesn't play well and the team's the shits. So, that's the way that I see it. And they're the players that I'm going to stick with. So, let's review ticket number 1, and then I'll go over ticket number 2. Now, Jordan Addison for Minnesota, 2 touchdowns. That was a dud. Wrong player, wrong team. What can I say? But we still have these 5 players available for ticket number 1. I have Marvis Harrison Jr. for Arizona, 2 TDs at plus 1,200. I have A.J. Brown for Philadelphia, 2 TDs at plus 1,000. I have Amari Cooper for Buffalo, 2 TDs at plus 1,200. Terry McLaurin for Washington, 2 TDs at plus 1,000. And I have Xavier Worthy for Kansas City at 2 TDs plus 900. So the ticket number 2 that we just discussed, the review is as follows. Kyle Pitts for Atlanta, 2 TDs at plus 1,800. Isaiah Likely for Baltimore, 2 TDs at plus 2,200. I have Tucker Kraft for Green Bay, 2 TDs at plus 1,600. I also have Dalton Schultz for Houston, 2 TDs at plus 1,500. I have Sam Laporta for Detroit, 2 TDs at plus 1,200. And the last person is going to be Jake Ferguson for Dallas at 2 TDs at plus 2,000. Please, remember, this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not authorized to give you that. If you do decide to gamble on football or any other sports, please only gamble what you can afford to lose. Enjoy the games. I'll be back next week with some new picks for week number 9, and we'll review week number 8. Have fun. Enjoy the games. Thank you.